All right, welcome back to the Xano521 podcast. Mitch McKinney here with our owner, Mr. Jay Bryant. Jay.
Hey guys, how's everybody?
Good to see you. Welcome back. At Xano521, we transform the spaces where you live, work, and play, and we serve all of Central Florida. So Jay, let's say I live in Orlando. Is Xano521 the company for me?
Oh, you bet. Orlando,
Sanford,
Groveland,
DeLand, New Smyrna. What if I live in St. Augustine?
Hey, we'll come up to you.
Yep. So we serve all the way from Orlando up to St. Augustine. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. Before we jump in today's episode, we ask that you just quickly, if you wouldn't mind, just like or subscribe to this channel on YouTube or on whichever platform you're tuning in with. Your support would mean the world to us. Okay, Jay, today we're going to just be speaking strictly in hypotheticals. Okay.
Of course, because we know we never have problems,
No,
right?
no. So let's just say that I signed a contract with Xano521. You guys come out. The project is installed. The coding, it looks beautiful. And then a couple weeks later, a couple years later, something goes wrong. Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically.
Because that never happens to us. So what I want us to talk about today is I want to get your insight on how the warranty process would work, what kind of warranties, what kind of things are covered, what kind aren't, repairs, all of that. Because I think, again, I've heard you say, like, or something to the fact, like, if you want to know what company you're dealing with, see what happens how they respond when something goes wrong.
Right. Yeah. If you want to know what kind of company someone is, then you only find that out when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like, are they really going to be real and back things up? So, yeah.
And we're not here. I know we were joking a little bit about this, but, we have issues occasionally.
Yeah, it does happen. And
so we think it's important for you to know what would happen and what you'd be getting into, just in case that were to happen. So let's talk. Hypothetically speaking, what types of things could go wrong in a concrete coatings project?
Sure. Well, I mean, there's different. It could be a product issue, which rarely happens, but it can happen. We've had it happen back in during the COVID period. There were some issues with some chemicals that came in, and we saw the results of some issues that popped up from that. And I think it was across the industry around the globe. We had all kinds of issues. What was great is our manufacturer backed it up. We were able to get out there and fix those and make it right.
Shout out Pentec.
Yeah, way to go, Pentec. We appreciate you on that. There's always, we are human, and while all of our installers are employees, all of our installers are certified and trained in the entire process to look for problems, to follow the process, make sure everything's installed right, we're still just human.
Yeah.
So things can go wrong, things can happen. Hey, look, some things are beyond our control. We could be right in the middle of top coating. Right. And one of these little micro bursts of rain that comes through Florida, I mean, not on the radar, nobody talked about it on the Weather Channel.
Right.
And dump right on top of it, and now we have an issue. So there could be installation issues that take place. Those things happen. We fix those things. In the end, I think I've said this before. We're a people over profits. We want to give you, the best experience possible. Sure. But more importantly, we want to give you what you paid for.
Right.
So there are those times where issues happen, and I know that hurts the experience part of it.
Sure.
We want you to feel like you've been wrapped up in a nice warm fuzzy blanket by the time you get done dealing with us.
Right.
But if that doesn't happen, at least you need to make sure you get the end product that you spent your money and you've displaced your living for a few days as you emptied your garage or you moved everything off your pool deck. We got to make sure that you at least get what you paid for.
Yep.
So when it's a installation issue, we're going to take care of that.
Yeah.
Immediately. Product issues will show up later.
Yeah, so you got product issues, you got installation issues, but then there's like issues in the concrete. As much as we test it and we try to evaluate it, there's things that come up that nobody could have known, right? Like what would be some examples? You have examples of that kind of stuff? Yeah,
so you could have under your driveway, you could have erosion that's taking place that you can't see. Yeah. You wouldn't know it, but you have erosion that's taking place and it's eating away at the dirt that's holding that concrete in place. So you can have settling, additional cracking that takes place. We've had issues where moisture meters have tested safe on the day of install, and then later on there's a really strong hydrostatic pressure that's taking place, pushing moisture up that gets up on our coating and starts to bubble it up. Very rare that happens, but it can happen. You remember the experience inside a building, an older building now.
Yeah, right.
That climate controlled and good hard concrete. Everything was great.
Thick slab.
Thick slab, yeah. And then all of a sudden they had a serious under the slab water issue. So,
okay. So there's different kinds of issues that could come up. Some of it we can control, some of them we can't, which is why I think knowing your warranty is and making sure you have the right warranty is so important. So at Xano521, what kind of warranty do we offer?
Okay, so our warranty it's split for a reason. Okay, so we have a manufacturer warranty, and that's Pentec, who provides warranties primarily against chipping, delaminating, blistering, and discoloring.
Product type issues.
Yeah, product type issues. So anything related to that, they will provide the product and resources to repair that. And what's great about that, Mitch, is Xano521, we're business owners. We hope to be here for many, many years.
Yes.
But as you know, businesses fall by the wayside.
Sure.
Businesses get bought out or something along those lines. What's great about having a manufacturer warranty like Pentec's is that warranty is not dependent upon our ownership or our success. So the homeowners can know that no matter what happens with us, they still have that.
Right.
On the flip side, Xano521, we warranty against our workmanship for the life of the floor.
Sure.
So anything that happens to that floor within, it's limited. Obviously, if a tree falls on your driveway and cracks it, we're not going to warranty that. Or if there's, an underlying problem that's not covered, obviously that's part of it too. But
so when it comes to a residential job, like a driveway or a garage or a pool deck, what do we warranty against? Or what's the warranty cover?
So the warranty initially is going to cover our workmanship. So if we don't install it to standard, and that's a standard, the industry standard, which we use best practices for, we're going to come out and fix that.
Okay. And is that limited? Is that lifetime? Like how long is that warranty?
Well, the installation is pretty much until you accept the product. So if we install it today and then tomorrow you see some issues with the installation, but if a year from now you say, well, that doesn't look right, well, I'm not sure what happened to that product in that last year.
Sure.
So you need to accept the project, accept the quality of the workmanship, and then from that point on, then our normal warranty kicks in that says it won't chip, it won't peel, it won't delaminate, it won't yellow or fade. Those type of things are covered for the life of the floor.
So the lifetime warranty.
It is a limited lifetime warranty.
Okay, great. So I think so issues that are product or installation, those things are covered. What type of things wouldn't be covered?
So the number one thing that we see that people have concern with is their reemergence or additional cracks showing up in the floor.
Okay.
So you have a driveway, it's full of cracks, it's ugly, you want that to go away. That's the reason you called us. We come out there, we did our assessment, we installed the floor to specification, we filled the cracks, coated the floor, it looks great. 6 months, a year, 5 years later, that crack comes back. Obviously, we can't warranty the cracks because we can't control your substrate.
Right.
So cracks are not covered.
Future cracks.
Future cracks aren't, as a new crack shows up. I mean, so our little thin, multi-layered system that we put on, it's strong, but it's not going to hold your concrete together, right? And that's kind of the misconception within the industry as a whole, not just with Xano521, is just, people think that I'm going to coat this thing, you're fixing my cracks. Well, we're mending your cracks. We're not fixing the substrate or the cause of the crack itself.
So if there's a crack, there's a reason for that crack, right? The concrete moved or shifted. And so when we fill it in, it'll fill it in, it'll repair it, but there's nothing to say that concrete's not going to shift again.
Continue to shift or move.
So if it shifts again, that's obviously something we can't control.
Right.
But we can still repair it. So let's just say that something comes up that's not covered under the warranty. What happens if that comes up? What's the process there? Is there a cost involved?
Yeah, that's a great question. So because our products don't fade or yellow, the consistency and the color should always be there. So if we have to come back and do a minor repair, you will see a difference in the sheen of that area, because what we're going to do is we're going to open that crack back up, remender it, recoat it in that little spot. You'll still see the line for a while until that top coat kind of wears down to the same kind of sheen as the rest of it.
Sure.
But because there's no color differentiation in the chip, you won't, that's not going to like stand out to you where this is faded and that's dark or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there is a cost to that. I mean, it's very minimal. We don't try to gouge anybody on repairs because we want you to be a happy customer.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a long time.
So,
and we want you to tell your friends. That's why we want you to be happy.
Of course. So we talk a lot about, people over process, and we do. We want to make sure that you as a customer, that you are satisfied with what you invested in, and also, we want you to share the good news with your friends and your family and your neighbors. So we want to make sure we take care of you. I think it would be good too, just if you would briefly. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that there's an issue. Can you walk us through, like at Xano521, here's the process. If you had a product installed, this is what would happen and how it would happen.
Yeah, if you just call our office, speak to our office staff, they're probably going to ask you some questions about what the issue is. They might even ask you for some photos, right? It'd be great to get some photos so we can kind of at least know how to prepare, or maybe give you some answers right there on the phone then. But most likely we're going to schedule one of our installers, lead installers, to come out and do an assessment, take some additional photos. At that point, we're going to decide whether this is an issue that we can take back to the manufacturer and say, hey, look, something doesn't look right here, and we'll get their opinion on it. They may even back it up with some product for us to come out and do the repair. But if it's a legitimate warranty claim, we're going to come back out, we're going to cover the labor, we're going to cover the product, and we're going to fix it, and we're going to make it right. So,
out of all the issues we've had, again, we joke about hypothetically, we really have had issues. I can't think of one that we had that we didn't resolve.
Always resolve.
Or try to resolve it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So make sure as you're evaluating which company to go with, that you really do your research on the warranty, because a warranty is only good for the company that's backing it up. And so with Xano521, you've got our company, but you've also got our manufacturer. So in many ways, you're kind of double covered.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jay, thanks again for your insights. If you're out there and you have a question that we haven't answered, certainly reach out to us. You can do that through our website, Xano521.com, Xano521.com. When you get to our website, you're going to find all of our contact information, but you're also going to be able to see all of our recent projects, learn more about our product and our process, and we would love to come out and look at your upcoming project. So make sure you go and check out our website, Xano521, Xano521.com, and you'll be able to get all your information there. The conversation started. We've had a lot of conversation, but there's still more to come. And so make sure you tune in next time to the Xano521 podcast. We'll see you then.
Ciao.